Hey everybody, it's Mara. It's Wednesday, 1 o'clock, sharing wellness, promoting health. So we're going to be moving on in the Healthy Habits booklet. And this week we're going to be talking about eating good food, and it's for educational purposes only. So what is good food? So I think a good food is food in the form God created it, natural. It's free of artificial chemicals, colors, flavorings. It's mostly plant-based because that's what He gave us, a bunch of plants. It's vegetables, whole grains, nuts, seeds, legumes, and fruits. It's meat and fish, preferably grass-fed or wild-caught or humanely treated. So that's what good food is. It doesn't usually come in a package. It doesn't usually have preservatives in it. It's usually not pre-cooked where you just heat it up or frozen. It's just fresh food. So how often should you eat? Well, I think that there's a lot nowadays with intermittent fasting, all different types of diet. I think you should eat at least 3 times a day. If you're on a regular schedule. If you're doing like an intermittent fasting, it may get a little complicated to cram 3 meals into like 8 hours, but you can make one meal like a smoothie or a drink. So you should eat at least 3 meals a day. Each meal should contain the macronutrients of, fat, complex carbs, protein. You can snack if you want. I usually have an afternoon snack of fruit or something, and you try to. For me, I kind of have always done intermittent fasting. I don't usually eat anything after dinner. So usually eat dinner around 6, then I don't eat till the next day after when I have breakfast, which is around 8 or 9 o'clock. And it's really good when you're eating to eat food at approximately the same time every day. That lets your body know it's going to get fed, more nutrients are coming in, so it's not going to start storing food, because you don't really want that. And your body needs to establish a rhythm to regulate your appetite and digestion. And that's true even if you're doing intermittent fasting, that your body's going to get used to not eating for 12 or 14 hours and then eating. So it's maintaining a routine. And you always want to focus on the big 4, which is complex carbs, healthy fats, proteins, and leafy greens and vegetables. I try to include all at every meal. So our body loves carbs. I mean, it's how our body gets energy from sugar. It just breaks them down, puts them in sugar, and here we go. So they're our main source of energy. But there's a difference between carbs that are healthy and carbs that aren't so healthy. And the carbs that aren't so healthy are your processed and refined carbohydrates, like bread, pasta, cookies, cakes, and cereals. They lack fiber, and a lot of the nutrients have been lost in the processing, and they actually can make you feel hungrier. Complex carbs come from fruits and veggies, nuts, seeds, legumes, and whole grains. They contain fiber and nutrients, and they feed the body. They take longer to digest, and they keep you fuller longer. To make the switch from the processed and refined carbs to the more complex carbs, I tell people to kind of start swapping things out. Start swapping white potatoes out and eat a little more sweet potatoes and parsnips. Make sure that your grains are whole grains like brown rice, quinoa, oats, rye, barley, and buckwheat instead of processed white bread. You also want to focus on healthy fats. So what are healthy fats? Well, healthy fats feed our body, and they're needed by our body to function properly. They help our bodies control hunger, they promote a healthy metabolism, and they're needed to transport fat-soluble vitamins like vitamins A, D, E, and K. They help protect our brain, our heart, and they even prevent certain types of cancers. They also give the body fat that helps protect our organs. So healthy fats are like avocados, avocado oil, coconuts and virgin coconut oil, olives, extra virgin olive oil, highly used in the Mediterranean diet, nut butters, flaxseed, raw nuts, chia seeds, cold water fish, butter, or ghee. Your Processed fats are your trans fats and your hydrogenated fats, and that's what you want to kind of stay away from, and they're in a lot of the processed foods. You also want to make sure that you have protein at every meal. Studies are showing that as we age, we're eating less protein, and that's not necessarily good for us because it's a key component of all the cells in our body, and it's needed for structural tissue as well as tissue repair. So without protein, we can't maintain a healthy musculoskeletal system. Protein also helps keep us full, and diets that contain protein are shown to improve type 2 diabetes, osteoporosis, muscle loss, and heart disease. Protein has the biggest impact in our diets at breakfast, especially after overnight fasting. Protein sources come from meat, beef, lamb, pork, turkey, chicken, cottage cheese, tofu, tempeh, eggs. You can get protein shakes, collagen, and hemp. Those are all good sources of protein. Leafy greens, my favorite thing to eat. They're packed full of nutrients. They're high in vitamin K, which helps our blood clot. They're full of fiber, so they help reduce cholesterol. They're a good source of antioxidants and carotenoids. They're high in B vitamins, which our body uses for energy production and for our healthy nervous system. They're high in calcium, which is needed to maintain our bone health. They actually help reduce certain types of cancer, your risk for those, and they also are a source of protein. Eat leafy greens as many as you can, because I don't think you can overeat leafy greens, in my opinion. So the food quantum that exists from many experts, is debatable. There's some conditions and diseases that benefit from ketogenic diet and showing good results in scientific study. There's others from the Mediterranean diet. There's other studies on intermittent fasting. Some people say don't eat any beef. Some people say don't eat any animal products. So those are all kind of your decisions to make. I focus on a rounded, highly plant-based diet, but I do eat meats. I just control my portions of meats to a small amount, no bigger than the palm of my hand. So when eating healthy, it's great to focus on a plant-based diet full of whole grains, fruits, vegetables, and legume. Joel Fuhrman's used that. Dr. Joel Fuhrman's used that diet in his Eat to Live book for years, and in fact, he calls it a nutritarian, but he doesn't have any meat. You want to focus on a plant-based diet that avoids foods with lectins, including whole grains and legumes, which is what Dr. Stephen Gundry thinks. And Dr. Stephen Gundry thinks a lot differently than Dr. Fuhrman, so that's a debate. You have to choose what works for you. There's also a lot of elimination diets to avoid gluten, dairy, and other inflammatory foods. And if avoiding those foods make you feel better, then that's what's right for you. There's also paleo diets, ketogenic diets, vegan diets, vegetarian diets, the biblical diet, the blood type diet, the Atkins diet, the South Beach diet, the zone diet. Either way, you need to choose what's right for you based on your own needs. There are specific diets that I go into in my program on what seems to work best if you have this, this, or this, and what's recommended to eliminate if you have this, this, and this. But for now, that would be something good to focus on what works best for you. If you have a current health concern or an inflammatory condition, you may want to try eliminating certain foods from your diet. So plants are our food for energy. And the majority of our food comes from plants. The rest comes from animals. Plants absorb elements from the soil and the air. They use the sun to break down these elements into nutrients, sugar, carbs, fats, proteins, oils, and fiber. And they also create oxygen for us to breathe. So plants are really great for the environment, and they're really great for our health. According to several experts in the field, that a lack of nutrition is actually a leading cause of poor health. Dr. Joel Fuhrman quote says, fasting and natural diet should be the first treatment when someone discovers that he or she has a medical problem. And Hippocrates always said, let food be thy medicine and thy medicine be food. Food is very nutritive to the body, it's very healing, and it should be used to sustain health. So if you don't have good health, you can have poor circulation, which can lead to obstructions causing cold feet and hands. Wounds take longer to heal. You have a lack of energy. You can have swelling, muscle stiffness, memory loss. You could have symptoms of metabolic syndrome. You could have a pH balance, which leads to a disruption in the balance of the body, which creates all sorts of things throughout the body as it struggles to maintain its homeostasis. And it also can weaken your immune system. And we really need to keep our immune system healthy because that's what protects our body from viruses, bacteria, fungus, molds, and parasites, toxins, which can be emotional or environmental. Stress is, what I consider an emotional toxin. And then there's toxins in some food. Not drinking enough water, processed foods, alcohol, all those things contribute to not optimum health. Plus, plants are full of phytochemicals, and those are biologically active compounds that are very protective and offer a lot of health benefits beyond what we know from the vitamin and mineral content in the plants. They're also very anti-inflammatory and which promotes overall good health and helps the body eliminate free radicals. A lot of research has shown that plant polyphenols have strong antioxidant, antibacterial, and anti-aging effects. Oxidative stress forms a role in the development of many chronic diseases, and antioxidants help combat oxidative stress. So you want to make sure that you're eating the color of the rainbow, lots of fruits, lots of vegetables, lots of green leafy vegetables. And even now, when you're looking at a lot of literature out there with COVID, they're talking about vitamin D, they're talking about zinc, they're talking about eating healthy, managing your stress, because all those things are going to play a role in your overall health. So for this second habit, try some things. Try to eat at least 3 meals per day. If you're doing intermittent fasting or you're only eating in a short window, then go for something consistent and steady like 2 meals. Make sure you're having protein for breakfast and protein at every meal. If you're not eating leafy greens, try adding a leafy green salad to your lunch or your dinner. Make sure to get more veggies, that you're adding maybe vegetables at your lunch and dinner. Instead of snacking on chips, snack on some cucumbers and carrots and celery or broccoli. Substitute complex carbs for your more processed carbs. Add some more healthy fats to your diet like avocados and olive oil. Substitute a piece of fruit for a piece of pie. Try not to eat after 7 p.m. because at 7 p.m. our body kind of prepares itself for rest at nighttime and our digestion and everything slows down. And if you're concerned with weight management or you're trying to manage a health condition and you're not sure the role food plays in it, it's a really great idea to just pick up a little notebook from the dollar store and mark down your food, what you're eating. That way, if you notice on Tuesday that you're not feeling well, you can look back and go, oh, well, maybe Sunday night at dinner I had this. And maybe you'll start seeing a pattern with certain things you eat that may trigger certain things or cause certain areas. It also gives you a key into what type of an eater you are. If you eat for stress or emotions or what kind of triggers you to eat. When I did that a year ago, I realized that I tend to eat when I'm bored or stressed. So I'm very conscious of that now, and that's really helped me when I walk by the refrigerator to not just open it and grab something and ask myself if I'm hungry or not. So those are the tips. Eat lots of healthy foods. And next week we'll see you. I think we're going to talk a little bit about maybe exercise or gut health. I'm not sure, but join me next week. If you missed week 1, it is found in the videos. If you have any questions or comments, put them in the comments section. And thanks for watching. I'll talk to you next week.